he's getting it now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Heavy Metal Customs. Today, of course, we're back on the 68 Mustang project. We done a part one on the independent front suspension. If you didn't see that, run back and check that out. That was pretty cool. Now what we're going to do is get back to it. Casey grabbed the fender and brought it out here and just mounted it up real quick to do some checks. And yes sir, we got her dead center. As you can see, our center line is our center line on our front fender. And for those of y'all that seen the video with me putting the aprons in, yes, the fender did fit. I put the aprons in correctly. So putting the fender on told us two things. The fenders are correct. Of course, we got that frame length correct. And we have our center line. Now what we're going to do is take this front end apart, properly grease everything, install everything. We'll give you some tips and tricks along the road on that. And then we're going to put the springs back in, shocks, and put some tires on it and get this thing actually just setting on its own weight. Alright guys, jumping to the driver's side first. I took stuff apart. I just left the A-arm sitting on there because that's going to stress. Now the ball joints in these just screw in. And all I did, of course, is screw them in for a test fit right now, and they may be fine just to do like that, but I like using a bit of Loctite. So we'll screw in the ball joint, well, I got a malfunctioning bottle here. Fine, I'll grab the other bottle. Right, I got another bottle. All I want to do is get enough on there where I know this thing ain't gonna come back up. This time I'll actually tighten. Did not have a socket or a wrench to fit it, but it's right here fitting. And that's tight. Now another thing, the grease fitting. You ever notice grease fittings get lost in a lot of vehicles? These right here are 11/32. If you want to grab a wrench, I'm just going to take this to drop. Well, that was more than a drop. No, it's not blunt, it's Loctite, so don't nobody freak out. Oh, we got shirts for it instead of rags. Put that down in there. Tighten her up. Now, we won't lose that like a lot of others get lost. Alright, I'm going to do my bottom the same way. Don't forget your rubber goes on here. Of course, we will fill it full of grease as well once we get it all together. Alright, ball joints are done. Loctite and tightened up. These four bolts, they have lock washers, but I went in and put a drop of Loctite on them as well. Now we have the spindle. If you remember, I said don't throw away your little rig caps that came with it. That way, while you're doing this business, you can't booger up your threads or the end. So, now for the spindle, we have these three bolts right here, which are 5/8. We know that they go exactly like this. So what we're going to do is just zap them and get a little Loctite on them. Zap them back in there. And while I'm doing that, Casey's working on the... Oh, you got it to come apart?
Gotta get the suction out of the bottom. Good reason. What you mean?
Oh, that's what I couldn't do. That screws on there and you gotta pull that whole piece out. I've got a bearing packing tool. And the last time I used it, it was stuck. I couldn't get it apart for more grease in it. Casey's currently fussing and cussing in. He'll get it, but let's go ahead and get this. Like I say, we're gonna pull these out and put them back in with some Loctite and get all three of these tightened up. And then we can put a spindle on and do the dreaded spring and shock installation. All right, spindle bolts are done. About ready to put the bottom of the spindle on. Sad news, the bearing packer bit the dirt, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was already broke. We don't know who broke it. We're gonna blame it on the last employee that we fired.
Sure.
Yeah, it was his fault. So, what's Casey doing? Look, don't that look so much fun? Packing bearings by hand. Guys, this is no big deal. Just make sure you get it in there. Take your time and push, push, push. But let's go ahead and get this spindle on there and then figure out how we want to mash that coil spring up. Everything is together on the front end. Yeah, it went well. Them springs are stout, buddy. Yeah, that was a bit of a job putting them in there. But got them in there, didn't kill nobody doing it. But yeah, that's got her set up. So let me, I got those Kragers to come off of this thing. I think I'll throw them on the front. Yeah, I'll be a little bit lazy. I've got two more of them rims and tires, but they're on my Comet. It's hot outside, and I don't feel like standing out there and jacking it up and swapping them. So these two Kragers are an inch taller than the rears. So we'll just take that consideration in with our measurements. But let me go ahead and grab them, get them thrown on the front. Then I'll get the rear raised up and get the coil springs thrown in. Then we'll let this whole car down on what little bit of weight there is here and see where we sit. And there we have it. Wheels and tires, like I say, the front are an inch taller than the back, so it's going to give the front a ½ inch of more up. But this is, of course, you know, no weight. There's nothing in this car. So weight is really going to make a big difference. But I think that's sitting here without anything in it. That really doesn't look bad at all. But like I say, we definitely got to get some weight in this thing, because now I'm thinking by the time we get gas tank in there full and some weight on the inside, stick a motor and transmission in it, this rear end may come down. So we may be ordering a set of factory style springs instead of drop springs. But that remains to be seen. Now, as far as the front end, I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Guys, that wasn't a really bad job. The only thing I can say is, you know, be careful with your measurements, watch what you're doing. Like these plates here, I got to cut out just a little bit for the top of that shock. But that's no big deal. But get your geometry right and follow the directions, and I don't think you're going to have any issues with it. But like I say, we'll see once we get some weight in here to see how she lays and how she does. But yeah, I'm digging it. And there we have it. that's how I install one of these independent front suspensions. For those of y'all that didn't see part one, you need to go watch that. That's the majority of the work. Part two is just a little bit of setup and, you know, reminding you to put some Loctite here, grease this, do that. You know, the little particular stuff that needs to be taken care of. Of course, we do have more to do on it. Like I say, we've got to get weight in there. We've got to get, you know, get it close enough to alignment where the car will roll around, and when it comes time, we can at least test drive it. Brakes hooked up, blah, 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 all that stuff. Still a lot of work to do. As far as the install, that's pretty basic. Just like I said earlier, measure, 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 and pay attention, and you will get it right. Well, everyone, appreciate you watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned a little something. If you would, throw me down some comments. If you're able, hit us up on the super thanks below, and please like, share, and subscribe. Again, appreciate it much. Till the next one, we hope that everyone has a fantastic day.